everybody, this is Soomin Kim, and today I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about a quote that I just saw the other day, and it kind of triggered a lot of things in me. And the quote was this, okay? It says, "The more valuable you are to others, the more they will seek you out." Okay? The more valuable you are to others, the more they'll seek you out. And so it's this idea of value. If anything about last year, one thing I've learned more than anything is this idea of what value is and value. So if we take a look at the late Jim Rohn's quote, he says, you're paid upon the value you bring to the marketplace. We're paid upon the value that we bring to the marketplace. Again, it's this term value, okay? And when you really add those up, in this type of business, the more people seek you out, the more successful you're going to be. The more you're going to seek other people, the more struggles you're going to have and the longer it's going to take, okay? And so it comes back to this idea of value. So I guess, if you have more value, you'll make more money, essentially. More value, more money, okay? And so with that being said, if I look at the real world or just the outside world and we look at just college and education, and granted, I had got my 4-year degree. I was a communication major, but if you take being a communication major or a business major or an accounting major, essentially when you graduate and you get your degree, you're looking at hundreds and thousands of other people that are graduating with the exact same degree as you. So it's hard to be valuable when other people have the same amount of skill sets, or they learn the exact same things and were taught the exact same things that you were taught. And so I see what's happening is they start compartmentalizing and putting people in positions and jobs, and this is how much you can make. You can't make any more than this unless you get in this position. So that's really an idea of not essentially being able to break away and really explore on how much value that you have. Now the great thing about network marketing is that, or this industry, is that you can actually kind of sideswipe that and say, you know what, I'm gonna get paid based upon how much value I have. And essentially what value means is how much leverage you can produce, how many people can you, produce, and how many people can you duplicate, and how big of an organization you can build. How successful are you? That takes a lot of value to do that, okay? And so that's what I love about the industry. I'm gonna talk about that in just one bit, but if we get back to this idea of value, essentially if you look at someone that is getting paid minimum wage, and minimum wage, make no mistake, is saying, hey, if we could pay you less, we would, if we could pay you any less, we'd pay you less. So that's minimum wage. And the reason minimum wage is confined to some positions is because anyone can do them. Anyone can do it. What they're saying is if you don't do it, someone else will, And so it's because there's not a high value to that type of position, because anyone can do it. Now, on the opposite end of the spectrum, look at someone like Kobe Bryant, for example, okay? Very few people, if anyone, in the entire world can do what this guy does, okay? And so I did the math, and it comes out to, just from basketball, not from endorsements, he makes about $800,000 every 2 weeks. So his 2-week paycheck is about $800,000 from the Lakers, okay? Now you might say that's astronomical, that's not fair, it's unfair that people get paid that much. Well, given the idea that we just talked about value and how much value, if no one else can do what he can do, then he's almost underpaid, you know what I mean? And if anyone can do what you can do, then that's what we have minimum wage for, And so I want to bring that back into our industry, okay? Obviously you kind of escape that idea of being compartmentalized, so you wanted to come in here and really make something, it's really a public open opportunity for anyone that wants to be able to challenge that. And really we find out that statistics don't change. It's how valuable you are in this industry is how much you're going to be making as well, If you look at people on stage at all of your primary opportunities and the conventions, they have a lot of value to offer people, okay? And that value, essentially attracted them to the success that, they attracted. And so they're there for a reason, make no mistake. And so when I look at and talk to people that are struggling in this industry and they say it doesn't work, or I have teammates that are struggling, I essentially say, look in the mirror, how valuable are you, And I don't mean that in a mean way. I mean that in a way that I had to figure out for myself, how valuable am I? Because if you're not valuable, then you're not going to be making the money. So when I hear people, I don't like to talk to people, I don't like to present, I'm not good on the internet, I'm not very computer savvy, well, I can't tell you any other reason why you're not making money. It's because you're not choosing to be more valuable. And I don't know what the answer is for you. It's going to be different from everyone. But whatever it is that you're putting off, understand that by you putting it off and not challenging yourself to learn those skill sets, it's making you less valuable. It's making someone else more valuable, and then therefore they're going to attract more people, okay? And so with that being said, I want you guys to think about what it takes for you to become more valuable. Now, I'm gonna say this, value is something that can be taught. You're gonna learn skill sets, okay? Most importantly, you need a strong mindset. You know, you need a very persistent mindset, a very tenacious mindset. And without that, nothing else is gonna work, okay? And so if you guys have some mental, you know, as far as some doubt issues, then you're gonna have to work on that. Read some books. There's some great personal development books out there. I would essentially start with that. But from there, you know, once you guys chosen that you want to be successful, you're going to be successful, then it comes about how valuable can you become, okay? You know, essentially, would you sponsor yourself? We say it all the time, but what do we really mean by that? Are you valuable enough that you'd sponsor yourself? You know what I mean? So it does come back to the person in the mirror, okay? And so when I think about value, I think that 2010 can just be a very abundant year of people just adding value to themselves. Okay, and that's why I love the internet. You know, if that's something you guys want to take advantage of, that's obviously why I created this blog, is really take advantage of the internet, because I believe that many people that cannot exceed in value on the outside traditional methods are able to do it online as well. And so that's one way. But I want to end with this, okay? And again, it's Jim Rohn's quote again, and I think I truly understand what he's saying now, okay? He says, don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. What is he saying? He's like, you know what? Don't wish it were easier. Just get more valuable. Okay, value. What is that to you? And that's going to change with everyone. It's going to be different for everyone. So with that being said, hey, add value.